Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Monday the 12th of the 7th 2021. Time is 04:35, just gone 4:30 in the morning. Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, our lunchtime North American session. Right, Friday the 9th, then the last full trading day, we had a positive opposed driver in the pound at plus 346. Front and back door flows mainly coming out the yen at minus 314, out the dollar at minus 100, and the euro was the positive rock at plus 68. Activity plus or minus 414. Just to remind you then, over the week, over last week, the 5th, Monday the 5th to Friday the 9th, we had a positive opposed driver in the yen at plus 203. Front and back door flows mainly coming out the dollar at minus 171, out the euro at minus 103, and the pound was the positive rock at plus 71. Activity plus or minus 274. Right then, so Friday, the last trading day, we had pound strength, yen weakness, and over the week as a whole, last week we had yen strength, dollar weakness, euro weakness, and a bit of pound strength. Intraday then, this is the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a sort of basically a neutral balance situation because the markets were fairly static. So you can take your pick really. You've got basically a soft pound either driving at minus 5 or a positive dollar driving at plus 5. And the euro and the yen were in the middle as the rock and the secondary drivers, the mover. So you've got this sort of static situation. Basically, the Asian session was unmoved effectively. So anyway, what's going to knock this about this week and today? Well, Monday today we've got a pretty much light day today. So that's something to bear in mind. Tomorrow we've got German CPI and US CPI, so we've got inflation data coming out tomorrow. Wednesday we've got New Zealand rates decision, Reserve Bank of New Zealand, and we've got CAD rates decision, BOC, Bank of Canada. And Friday we've got JPY rates decision, BOJ, Bank of Japan. So we've got 3 rates decision. We've got 2 on Wednesday, New Zealand and CAD. And Friday we've got JPY. Now they've basically been the Royal Bank of New Zealand and the analysts are talking up the New Zealand dollar. The AUD is being talked down, saying that COVID restrictions in Sydney are going to be extended and all the rest of it. So you've got that going on in the background as well. Right. So let's have a look at flows in the Asian session and the asset classes. Right, so our trades are about 2,900 points in profit from a peak of 6,500, so they haven't really moved much from Friday. Anyway, so let's have a look then. So the euro is strong again, except against the dollar, the yen, and the pound. So it's strong except against the majors. The yen is strong except against the dollar and the Swiss. The pound is strong except against the dollar, the yen, and the Swiss. The Swiss is strong except against the dollar and the euro. The CAD is weak across the board. The AUD is strong except against the dollar, the yen, and the Swiss. The NZD is weak except against the CAD, and the dollar is strong across the board. So what have we got then? We've got dollar strength in the Asian session, and we've got CAD weakness, and take your pick in the middle. Right, so let's have a look at the asset classes, and then we're in a position to do a little bit of analysis. So let's get rid of this. Right, so US dollar index, we've got this sort of situation. It's 0.21 from the high, so the dollar index has come off a fair bit, but it's 0.21 from the high. And gold has got this sort of look. It's 0.55 from the floor, so it's just above half marks. Thinking about going up, but not doing it really. So and oil had this big breakout. It came back a bit, and it's now thinking about going back up. It's 0.20 from the high. Wall Street's got this look there. It's basically knocking around the resistance of the sub high, so it's just below the all-time high. S&P's got that sort of look. It's 0.37 or 37% above the model break. Tech is similar. It's 0.43 above the model break. Right, US 10-year. Bear in mind we've got this inflation data coming out. So you've got this sort of situation. It's 0.41 from the high. So this is the price. So the price has shot up. It broke the resistance. So the yields have come off, and then they come back a bit. That's basically what we're looking at. And the Bund, which is the European equivalent, let's have a look. It's looking like this. It's just sub. Where are we? Yes, it's 0.14 from the high. So basically, prices of bonds, the US 10-year and the Bund have come up. Yields have come off, but they've just come back a little bit. That's what we're saying. So yields have stiffened up slightly. And copper. Copper, you've got this sort of oscilloscope look to it. It's 0.37 from the high. Still not really making its mind up. US steel is looking like where are we? US steel is there. It's 0.43 from the floor. So US steel is still soft, but it's come up a bit. So that's where we are. Right. So let's try and make some sense of it. Now today, I say we've got a light day today, and we've got round the corner we've got US inflation data, German inflation data, CPI, and we've got the New Zealand rates decision. So that's sort of boxing us in, and the CAD rates decision. So we're short USD, dollar, it's euro, pound, AUD, and short NZD against euro, pound, CAD, AUD. Now we've got rates decision there. We've got a rates decision on the CAD, and we've got a rates decision on the JPY. Now, if you look at the flows, scrub this. intraday flows for the Asian session are inconclusive. You've got a bit of pound weakness and a bit of dollar strength, but over last week, you've got this yen strength. But Friday, the yen came off quite considerably, and the pound came up. So it's likely, as I said, we've got a very light day today. So there's little to get in the way of people having a go at stuff. The bigger boys are going to be in a position to push the market around, and they're likely to always want to push the market against the prevailing obvious trades. So the likelihood is, and as we said, the New Zealand dollar's got the rates decision. The AUD is being talked down, and it's fairly static. The AUD NZD. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to that. If they start pushing the AUD NZD down, then that will be a temporary thing, which we will look to benefit from a positional sense and go long. So anyway, to sum up then, the moves are going to have to show themselves. They're not showing themselves in the Asian session, and we've got this switch back from yen strength over the week. Friday it was yen was weaker. The likelihood and equities are fairly static on the up, so they're just sub highs and above highs in some cases. So it's a difficult scenario today. You're going to have to look at way it pans out if you're trading short term. We're just going to stick with our overall positions and see what happens. So can't do any more for you than that, I'm afraid. So thanks for watching. See you again tomorrow for the daily briefing.